I can only hope that you have been well looked after in my absence, and I am most grateful to the Princess for standing in for me.
In the glittering halls of Buckingham Palace, where golden chandeliers shimmer and centuries-old traditions meet the glow of modern cameras, a quiet storm is brewing. A single royal decision has rippled through the heart of the monarchy like a gentle snowfall turning into an avalanche of change. Princess Catherine, the graceful yet steadfast Princess of Wales, has been chosen to host this year's grand Christmas reception on behalf of King Charles III. What makes this truly shocking is who passed her the mantle, none other than Princess Anne, the monarchy's tireless workhorse. This isn't just a seasonal formality, it's a royal statement wrapped in tinsel and symbolism. After months spent recovering and cautiously returning to the public eye, Catherine is stepping forward into the royal spotlight once again, and this time, the world is watching closely. Her elegance isn't just for show, it's her quiet armor, shining through a season clouded by uncertainty. This isn't about who's serving the mulled wine or who greets the dignitaries under the palace's glittering chandeliers. It's about legacy, power, and transition. It's the kind of subtle move that says more than a speech ever could. Inside those historic walls, generations collide, with health scares, whispered worries, and royal resilience all intertwining in one glittering night. Why, Catherine? Why now? That's the question echoing through palace corridors. For a king still navigating his own fragile health and public image, Catherine represents calm strength, a steady hand guiding the monarchy into a delicate new era. Her presence this Christmas isn't just festive, it's symbolic, a message of survival and renewal wrapped in royal grace. For centuries, the royal family has treated Christmas as sacred, a moment where crowns feel lighter, laughter rings louder, and the world sees a softer side of royalty. But this year, the story flips. Catherine steps from the shadows into the spotlight, embodying a new kind of royal spirit. The handover from Anne to Catherine signals more than just a change in duties. It's the monarchy evolving before our eyes. A slimmed-down royal family now leans on its brightest star. Catherine's acceptance doesn't just decorate the holidays, it shifts the royal rhythm completely. With King Charles III's dream of a leaner, tighter monarchy still taking shape, every move now carries weight. This isn't just about festive appearances, it's about who truly keeps the royal engine running when the lights dim. Catherine's role, whether wrapped in dazzling regalia or standing quietly in support, could steady the palace through a season loaded with expectation. The future of the monarchy's warmth, its image, maybe even its stability, could rest on her shoulders. Because behind all the glitter and gold, cracks have begun to show. The pressure on a smaller royal circle is immense, and every public appearance matters. The question everyone's whispering is, will Catherine let her light blaze through the palace windows, or will she guard that spark until the moment feels right? Either way, the stage is set for a delicate royal dance, one balancing old traditions with the quiet urgency of tomorrow. Few moments capture Britain's soul like a royal Christmas. It's more than a celebration. It's a spectacle soaked in history and emotion. Imagine the sovereign's annual Christmas message echoing through homes across the world, a voice of calm in the winter chill. Then picture Sandringham, where royal rules soften just enough for laughter to bounce off those oak-panelled walls. For a brief moment, the Windsors transform from untouchable icons into a family sharing jokes over mince pies. It's a ritual woven deep into British identity, one that traces back to Queen Victoria herself, who made the Christmas tree a royal staple in 1848. Those grand trees now tower inside Buckingham Palace, their branches heavy with handcrafted ornaments glinting under crystal lights, each one a silent nod to history. Yet beyond the shimmering baubles lies the real heartbeat of the season, the receptions where the elite gather, power quietly shifts, and the monarchy reminds the world it still reigns in grace and glitter. From diplomats in polished tales to charity heroes whose quiet efforts keep Britain's heart beating. every guest at Buckingham Palace becomes part of a living masterpiece. Crystal flutes shimmer under the painted ceilings, laughter mingles with the scent of fir and holly, and the air hums with power wrapped in pageantry. The host always sets the tone, a royal presence balancing centuries of heritage with flashes of modern charm. And this year, 2025, things are turning up a notch. Palace whispers hint at an even grander spectacle. King Charles himself unveiling lavish decorations that'll stretch from the marble halls to the Royal Mews, where pop-up shops will sparkle from November 14th to January 5th. Imagine crowds flooding in for a glimpse of royal cheer, sipping mulled wine, shopping for palace-themed trinkets, and soaking up a kind of festive magic money just can't buy. Evenings filled with carols, family workshops, and royal-themed festivities promise to melt the winter chill, turning Buckingham Palace into a glowing sanctuary of joy. But make no mistake, this isn't just tradition, it's transformation. The Christmas reception, once a sovereign-only affair, is shifting towards something more inclusive, more personal. Picture the grand moment. Velvet ropes sweeping aside, the scent of cinnamon and pine drifting through the corridors, and Catherine stepping forward in emerald silk that catches every flash of the chandeliers. Each handshake, each smile, becomes a quiet act of diplomacy wrapped in tinsel and grace. Royal correspondent Rebecca English has often said these events reveal the softer side of royalty, where formality fades and humanity shines. And Catherine, she embodies that perfectly. Her empathy, her warmth, her unshakable poise. It's what makes her more than a figurehead. It's what makes her real. Her influence will flow through the evening, from her championing of early childhood causes to heartfelt toasts for a brighter future. As the palace buzzes with preparation, from sourcing sustainable wreaths to perfecting menus filled with British flair, a question quietly lingers in the cold December air. Does this graceful handover mark a bold new chapter of shared power, or is it a gentle concession to circumstance? The truth might just hang among the garlands yet to be strung, promising a Christmas where festivity becomes strength and tradition turns into quiet resilience. To understand the weight behind this festive shift, one must peer into the throne room's silent shadows, where King Charles III faces a battle far heavier than the glittering crown itself. When he ascended in 2022, still surrounded by the ache of loss, he carried a vision of a modernized monarchy, leaner, greener, and more connected to the world's weary pulse. His Christmas messages, always rich with calls for unity and care for the planet, revealed a man who wanted compassion to be the monarchy's loudest anthem. But 2025 has brought storms no royal planner could have predicted. The king's cancer diagnosis hangs like a London fog, invisible yet ever-present, forcing him to balance healing with the burden of leadership. October's reports painted a portrait of a monarch smiling through struggle, determined to carry on even as the toll became clear. When he appeared alongside Prince William at the Natural History Museum for the COP30 countdown, it was a powerful image. Father and heir standing united under the banner of climate hope. But behind palace doors, whispers tell a quieter story, one of concern, exhaustion, and carefully managed appearances meant to protect both king and crown. The demands of royal duty now bend around medical schedules and weekly treatments that were once barely mentioned. His once-packed calendar has softened, receptions reduced, engagements trimmed, the unrelenting rhythm of monarchy forced to pause. The grand Christmas reception, once the highlight of the royal winter, now looms as both a treasure and a test. Its elegance, its weight, its symbolism, all suddenly feel heavier than ever. Engagements stack up like unopened gifts, each one waiting for the king's touch. Charities keep calling, events keep coming, and the public still aches to see him walking to church at Sandringham, that timeless royal ritual that whispers stability. Queen Camilla, ever his anchor, continues to offer reassuring updates, though even her calm tone carries hints of the difficult adjustments ahead. In this storm of duty and recovery, delegation isn't defeat. It's strategy, a quiet show of wisdom from a king who knows that to keep the crown shining, sometimes one must share its weight. Inside Buckingham Palace, the ripple effect is undeniable. A slimmed-down court already stretched thin now leans harder on its remaining pillars. The scandals may have faded from the headlines, but the scars still shape the royal dynamic. With Harry's exile across the Atlantic and Prince Andrew's shadowed retreat from public life, Charles has been forced to rebuild, not with spectacle, but with substance. It's a cold calculation, fewer working royals, heavier workloads, sharper focus. Yet the king presses on, turning inward reflection into outward resolve. Why make this shift at Christmas? Because Christmas is the monarchy's beating heart, the emotional centerpiece of the royal year. It's where absence is felt most deeply, where presence carries the most power. By passing the torch to Princess Catherine, Charles isn't just lightening his own load, he's sending a message to the world. This is the beginning of a carefully choreographed future, one where William and Catherine, the Waleses, rise as the steady flame guiding the crown forward. Still, one question lingers in the frost-touched air. In stepping back, does the king regain his strength, or quietly mark the start of a gentle retreat? As autumn fades to silver frost, the palace prepares for a celebration shaped by his vision, even as he watches from behind the curtain. At 75, Princess Anne stands as the monarchy's unstoppable force, the royal workhorse whose stamina still humbles everyone around her. Her 2025 schedule reads like a marathon. Ceremonies at Windsor, overseas engagements, and endless causes championed with the same fierce commitment she's carried for decades. From equestrian events to charitable missions, her diary doesn't slow down. It gallops forward, powered by the same iron will that once made her remark, "Duty isn't optional," and she meant it. But even titans feel the chill of time. This October, Anne's decision to hand over the reins of the Christmas reception wasn't just administrative. It was emotional, a quiet acknowledgement of her nephew's fragile journey and her deep desire to protect both him and the tradition he represents. It's rare for Anne to yield anything, rarer still for her to show vulnerability. Yet this gesture speaks volumes. Her bond with King Charles III is carved from more than royal protocol. It's a lifetime of shared burdens and brother-sister loyalty. From childhood mischief in palace corridors to navigating the crushing weight of the crown's expectations, they've faced every storm together. That unspoken pact of mutual support has kept the monarchy steady through loss, scandal, and public scrutiny. As the only daughter of Queen Elizabeth II, Anne didn't just inherit titles, she inherited grit. Her ability to step seamlessly into the gaps left by illness or controversy has made her the family's backbone time and time again. This year's honour, knighting her husband, Sir Timothy Lawrence, into the Royal Victorian Order, wasn't merely ceremonial. It was King Charles's personal gesture of gratitude, etched in gold, for a sister who never faltered. But Anne, ever the embodiment of candour, brushed off retirement rumours with a sharp smile, and her trademark wit isn't really an option, she quipped, proving that her equestrian spirit of endurance remains unbroken. This graceful handover, then, isn't retreat. It's strategy, a move born of loyalty and wisdom. Anne, who has orchestrated countless royal receptions with military precision, understands the power of symbolism better than anyone. Christmas, after all, needs more than organisation. It needs heart. And who better to bring that warmth than Catherine? Behind closed palace doors, those close to Anne say this decision came after weeks of thoughtful deliberation. She reportedly weighed every detail, the optics, the timing, and her brother's health before making her call. It wasn't a whim, it was solidarity, a sister's way of saying, "I've got you," while ensuring the show goes on with grace and strength. Far from dimming her flame, Anne's gesture magnifies it. A torch passed to another, ensuring the reception glows with resilience instead of concern. Her choice also signals something deeper, a royal mentorship in motion. As a counsellor of state, Anne already shoulders immense responsibility during Charles's quieter periods. Yet she's quietly reshaping what service looks like, showing that even the hardest-working royal can share the load without losing the legacy. By lifting Catherine into this role, she's not appointing a successor. She's welcoming a partner in duty, a sister in arms, ready to keep the family's rhythm steady. So what does this mean for Anne herself? Perhaps a touch more time for her passions, the open sea, her beloved sailing, and those rare escapes to the Scottish Highlands. Or maybe it marks the first whisper of a slow, dignified glide toward calmer shores. Whatever the case, her gesture carries a quiet truth. True service isn't about clinging to the sceptre, it's about knowing when to share it. And stepping into that shared light is Princess Catherine, the very definition of modern royal mettle. Her 2025 journey has been nothing short of transformative. From hospital corridors to the lawns of Wimbledon, her resilience has redefined grace under pressure. When she revealed her cancer diagnosis in early 2024, her candid video stripped away royal formality, showing raw humanity that stunned the world. By July, remission had arrived, and her quiet strength began to bloom again, one engagement at a time. From hospital visits to equestrian events, she radiated serenity and control. A woman who's not just back, but stronger than ever. Now, as autumn fades, Catherine reclaims her space with intention, her appearances carefully chosen, her influence undeniable. Whether unveiling the RHS Wellbeing Garden or representing hope itself at Trooping the Colour in her calm blue ensemble, she's crafting a new kind of royal rhythm, one rooted in authenticity, resilience, and quiet command. Her family's balcony wave became a vow of vitality. This Christmas hosting amplifies that arc, transforming personal victory into public vow. Envision her curating the guest list with William's input, prioritizing causes close to her heart, mental health initiatives mingling with military honours, her patronage of the Royal Marsden a golden thread through the tapestry. Yet triumph tempers with tenderness. Catherine's brave face has long concealed raw realities as she's shared in heartfelt dispatches. Her candour has catalysed conversations on wellness, yet hosting demands an energy she now rations wisely. Her children remain her compass in choosing engagements that uplift without overwhelm. Royal watchers like Katie Nicholl praise this quiet rebellion, Catherine subtly reshaping royal rules to favour family first. And in Anne's endorsement lies validation, a trust that Catherine's grace can truly grace the grandest halls. This role resurrects her as the royal fulcrum, easing William's burdens as he eyes the throne. Does it daunt, this dive into December's dazzle, or does it delight, a chance to weave her warmth into winter's weave? As she prepares, from selecting centerpieces to scripting speeches, Catherine charts a course where healing hosts harmony. Her story becomes a salve for a monarchy in mending. Picture the scene, a sun-dappled salon at Windsor where protocol yields to privacy. Princess Anne, clad in her signature practicality, extends a velvet folder to Catherine, her eyes conveying what words elide. On Charles's behalf, she intones softly, the weight of fraternal fealty in every syllable. Her family's balcony wave became a vow of vitality. This Christmas hosting amplifies that arc, transforming personal victory into public vow. Envision her curating the guest list with William's input, prioritizing causes close to her heart. Mental health initiatives mingling with military honours, her patronage of the Royal Marsden a golden thread through the tapestry. Yet triumph tempers with tenderness. Catherine's brave face has long concealed raw realities as she's shared in heartfelt dispatches. Her candour has catalysed conversations on wellness, yet hosting demands an energy she now rations wisely. Her children remain her compass in choosing engagements that uplift without overwhelm. Royal watchers like Katie Nicholl praise this quiet rebellion, Catherine subtly reshaping royal rules to favour family first. And in Anne's endorsement lies validation, a trust that Catherine's grace can truly grace the grandest halls. This role resurrects her as the royal fulcrum, easing William's burdens as he eyes the throne. Does it daunt, this dive into December's dazzle, or does it delight, a chance to weave her warmth into winter's weave? As she prepares, from selecting centerpieces to scripting speeches, Catherine charts a course where healing hosts harmony. Her story becomes a salve for a monarchy in mending. Picture the scene, a sun-dappled salon at Windsor where protocol yields to privacy. Princess Anne, clad in her signature practicality, extends a velvet folder to Catherine, her eyes conveying what words elide. On Charles's behalf, she intones softly, the weight of fraternal fealty in every syllable. Whispers from the household suggest rehearsals already underway. Catherine gliding through mock greetings with that disarming smile. But Grace guards against grandire's glare. Anne's guidance lingers. Keep it light, she advises, her no-nonsense nod to levity amid liturgy. This exchange, born of boardroom brainstorms and brotherly briefs, binds the trio in purpose. Does it heal old hierarchies, or heighten them? Within the folder's fold lies a future shaped by faith, where giving graces the giver as much as the graced. This festive flourish doesn't confine itself to palace parlours. Its waves wash over the wider waters of the realm, reshaping perceptions from Perth to Penzance. A monarchy adrift in approval polls finds, in Catherine's hosting, a homing beacon. Her 80% favourability, a self in the wake of scandals past, steadies the ship. Charities from food banks to foster trusts anticipate amplified advocacy, her platform pulsing with purpose as guests depart inspired. Politically, it's potent. Amid Brexit's lingering blues and cost of living cramps, the reception reaffirms relevance, a reminder that crowns can still connect communities. Diplomats from Commonwealth corners will convene, toasting ties in a post-Brexit balm. Economically, too, the palace's pop-up emporium, stocked with artisanal delights, bolsters British brands, its November launch a prelude to prosperity. For the family, it's fortifying. Young George, ever watchful, will witness his mother's mastery, imbibing the lesson that duty delights when done with heart. From sibling solidarity to subtle strains, William, the watchful heir, sees it as vindication. His bold plans for a pared-down palace gain traction as Catherine's command eases his expanse. Their partnership, pandemic-proofed and parenthood-honed, thrives in tandem. His climate quests complement her community calls, a duet of duty and care. Anne's act, affectionate and precise, mends minor myths of palace friction. Reports of her supposed annoyance at William's workload fade amid this fraternal flourish. From his contemplative cloister, Charles conveys quiet joy, his health update to Harry a hint of holly season healing. The children, bubbling with anticipation, watch their mother transform tinsel into teaching moments, a magician turning pageantry into purpose. Yet fractures flicker. Edward's steadiness and Louise's liberty remind the family that choices chart destinies. Harry's horizon, clouded by reconciliation rumours, may find in this a festive olive branch. Fortitude forges in these folds. Family as firmament against frailty. Do whispers warn of weariness or welcome warmer winds in winter's woolen whisper? Unity unfolds as December dawns. Speculation swirls like snowflakes. Will Catherine's curation captivate? Will her speech become a sonnet of solidarity? Or will winter's whims test the wonder? Pundits predict packed pews at the carol service, her presence a panacea for public pangs. For the monarchy, it is a marker, resilience rendered radiant, a slimmed court swelling with spirit. Looking to legacies, young George glimpses grandeur, learning in moments both public and intimate. Anne's autumnal acumen ensures her autumns abound. Charles closes chapters of change with quiet fortitude. Catherine, the phoenix perpetual, pens her page with poise unending. What sparks this sparkle in the season's script? Anne's altruism, Charles's candour, Catherine's courage. Perhaps all three. The palace awaits, aglow with anticipation. Share your seasonal suppositions below, like, subscribe, and stay for more royal reveries.